China and McClain remembers it like it was yesterday, the very first time she walked onto a Tyler Perry set. She was just a young girl at the time, full of energy, curiosity, and dreams bigger than the world around her. In an industry where young black actresses were often pushed to the sidelines, China felt something rare. She felt seen. Being given a chance to work under someone like Tyler Perry, a man who had built a powerful platform for black creatives, was more than just a job. It was an honor. A chance to be part of something that felt bigger than acting. Something that felt like purpose. The lights, the bustling crew, the sound of laughter echoing through the halls, and Tyler himself, directing with passion and authority. It made her feel like she was entering something sacred. A space where art and culture came together. A family. Back then, she was soaking up every moment. Every line of dialogue. Every early morning and late night on set. She learned about commitment. About discipline. About what it really takes to give your all even when your body says it's time to rest. Tyler's work ethic rubbed off on her. He demanded excellence, and she wanted to rise to that level. She loved being on set. The energy. The togetherness. Cast and crew weren't just coworkers, they became family. They ate meals together. They shared stories between scenes. They encouraged each other through the fatigue. It was more than acting, it was bonding. China looks back at those years and calls them a blessing. She grew. Not just as an actress, but as a person. She was learning how to hold on to her faith, her identity, and her voice in a world that constantly asked her to perform. Not just on camera, but in life. Tyler encouraged her, told her she had a gift, and that those gifts weren't meant to be hidden. His words were fuel on days when she felt like she had nothing left to give. And it meant something. Every smile from a fan, every message from a family who said her work had lifted their spirits, made them laugh, or helped them through tough times. She believed she was where she was meant to be. She believed God had put her there for a reason. But what the world didn't see were the silent struggles behind the success. China was young and determined. Determined to prove herself. Determined not to disappoint. So she kept saying yes to everything. She pushed past her limits. Smiled when she was tired. Kept going even when her heart was begging for a break. At the time, she didn't know how to say, "This is too much." She didn't know how to speak boundaries because she thought setting them would look like ungratefulness. With time, her perspective changed. Looking back, she's thankful, but she also sees the cost. She sees how easy it was to become consumed by expectations. How easy it was to forget who she was in the process of becoming, who everyone wanted her to be. She loved the craft. She respected Tyler. But the constant pressure to be on started to wear her down. To the outside world, she was thriving, smiling in interviews, posting on social media, showing up for every take. But behind the scenes, she was quietly burning out. Anxiety crept in. Exhaustion became a daily battle. She felt she had to be perfect. Every script memorized. Every outfit flawless. Every caption curated. Because if she let the mask slip even once, she feared the judgment that would follow. And she was afraid of letting Tyler down. She admired him too much to ever want to seem weak in his eyes. The late nights and early mornings piled up. The missed family dinners. The moments she couldn't be present with the people she loved. She convinced herself this was just what success looked like. Until one day it wasn't. During the filming of a major project, the emotional toll reached a peak. Older and more aware, China could feel it. The tension inside, the wear on her soul. She wanted to do the work. But she also wanted to breathe again. To find peace. To return to the parts of herself she had shelved in order to keep pushing forward. She finally mustered the courage to approach Tyler. She didn't ask for much. Just a few days to rest and realign herself. Her hands were shaking. She was scared but honest. She explained how the pressure was affecting her, how she was starting to lose the joy that once drove her. She wasn't walking away, she just needed space to breathe. Tyler listened. He wasn't angry, but his response was heavy. He reminded her how rare these opportunities were. How production timelines had to stay on track. How success demanded sacrifice. It wasn't said cruelly, but it was clear. In that moment, they were no longer on the same page. She walked away with tears in her eyes, not because she felt unsupported, but because she knew what that moment meant. She wasn't a child anymore. She was a woman now, learning to choose herself. After that conversation, she stayed quiet. She kept smiling on set, kept posting, kept showing up. But inside, something had shifted. She stayed silent to protect him, to protect her reputation, to protect the image so many people had of her. But in doing so, she forgot to protect herself. That silence started to cost her peace, clarity, and connection. The more she hid her truth, the more distant she became from her purpose. She started questioning who she was really living for. And then she realized God never asked her to carry that weight. God never asked her to pretend she was okay. He asked her to walk in truth. So now she's speaking. Not to shame anyone, but to free herself, and maybe others too. She wants young artists to know, you don't have to give all of yourself away to prove you're worthy. You don't have to sacrifice your health to earn your place. You can be grateful and need rest. You can admire your mentors and draw boundaries. Her decision to speak now isn't about rebellion. It's about healing. She no longer wants to stay silent out of fear. She's choosing her voice, her peace, her purpose. Her feelings toward Tyler Perry are still rooted in respect. In fact, she's deeply thankful for the role he played in her life. He believed in her when others didn't. He gave her opportunities that many young Black girls could only dream of. She'll always carry that gratitude. But she also acknowledges the moments that hurt, the moments that taught her how crucial it is to stand in your own truth, even when it's uncomfortable. She doesn't view him as an enemy. She sees him as a chapter in her story. A meaningful, complicated, powerful chapter. She hopes he understands that this isn't about blame, it's about honesty. And maybe, if more leaders in the industry heard stories like hers, they'd start creating space for young artists to thrive without burning out. China and McClain is ready for her next chapter. She's stepping forward with strength and clarity, knowing that telling the truth, even when it's hard, isn't a betrayal. It's a beginning. She's not looking back in anger. She's looking forward in peace. Because this is her journey, and it's finally hers to write.